All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Up and Moving, which is a physical activity program for the Upper Peninsula. My name is Isaac Weeding. I'm a graduate student in the Kinesiology and Integrated Physiology Department at Michigan Tech. And our goal with Up and Moving is to supply virtual workouts that you can do from home. We have both live workouts and recorded workouts that you can find on upandmoving.org, as well as our YouTube channel. Today, we've got our surprise Saturday workout. So what I'm going to do for today's workout is we're going to do a little bit of a mix of some strength exercises, some aerobic exercises. We'll focus on some core stuff. So I'm going to try to give us a good mix of a little bit of everything today. And we're going to be using, this is my famous card deck workout here. So basically each of the different suits is going to be a different type of exercise. And the numbers or the face cards are going to determine how many reps or how much time we're going to spend on that exercise. And essentially what I'm going to do once we get to the workout is just draw cards. And then the suit and the number will determine the exercise and the number of reps or time that we do. So we'll get to that eventually. We'll use the cards. They're going to determine our fate today of what types of exercise we do and what the workout looks like. But let's start things off here by getting into a little warm up. We'll get ourselves up and moving here. Try to get my camera set up best that I can. I don't have a great recording studio here today. The first exercise, let's start off by just doing some knee hugs here. So bringing that knee up to your chest, giving it a big hug. Just flipping back and forth. So I'm actually in Ternary, Michigan today. It's a little bit further south from Houghton, where I'm usually at. We've got quite a bit of snow coming down. It's actually white outside, so I don't know what it's looking like up north today. Good, let's go ahead and switch to some butt kicks here. So we're just gonna drive those heels up to our butt, alternate back and forth, and get a little arm swing in here. I'm gonna try to flip my camera around and go the other way. I don't really like that window there. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, this looks a little bit better. Those butt kicks. Let's go ahead into zombie kicks now. So hands out in front. We're going to be kicking our feet up to our fingertips here. Trying to keep that knee nice and straight. We're getting a stretch back here in the hamstring when we kick that leg up. Good. Get a couple more of these. Great. Let's go ahead. We'll go into our next movement here. We're going to do a little reverse lunge, and then we're going to twist our torso. So stepping back and then rotating that trunk. Let's keep alternating side to side here. And as you get a little bit more warmed up, we can try to get a little bit deeper on those lunges and get a little bit more of a twist. Good. Get two more of these in here. Last one. Perfect. Next one we're going to go into, we're going to get into a little jog in place here. Get those arms pumping, legs moving, try to get those feet off the floor. Try to get that heart rate up a little bit here. And we can keep those feet moving, and we'll go into some forward arm circles. So swinging those arms forward. Trying to get those shoulders warmed up here. Then we can get into nice big circles, make them as big as you can. Good, and then I'm gonna go into a little side step here. So bring one foot over to the other, moving side to side. Once you get a little rhythm going, you can get some arm swings in with that. Taking those arms, swinging them across the front of the body. Good. Perfect. And then let's go right back to that jog in place here. Get those feet pumping, arms moving. And then now we're going to go into backward arm circles. So switch your direction. If you're going forward, go backwards, or vice versa. Going to keep those feet moving underneath us here. Let's get into really big circles. Make them as big as you can. Perfect, good. Next one we're going to go into is a little lateral lunge. So I'm going to get my feet a little bit wider apart, and I'm going to lean to one side and lean to the other. So this leg is staying straight. This one's bending a little bit, getting a little stretch on the inside of that leg. And I'm just going to rock back and forth here. You take those hands, put them on your thigh if you need a little bit of tension off of your knee. And as you loosen up, you can think about getting a little bit lower on these, holding it just a little bit longer. Perfect. Let's go for two more, one more on each side here. Good stretch. Awesome. Next one we're going to come into here is a little bit of a hip hinge. So you're going to try to bend at your hip, lean forward, reach as low as you can. We're getting the hamstring stretch. And then we're going to come up and then extend our back. Try to look at the ceiling and make a big Y with those arms. So down, up and extend, down, up and extend. Think about pushing that butt back behind you, reach for the floor. Got just a little bit of bend in those knees. Perfect. Let's go for two more. Good stretch down and up. Last one. Perfect. All right, next one we're going to get into here is some jumping jacks. So you can either kick a foot out and bring those hands overhead, or you can do a hopping jumping jack, either one of these. Pick whatever one works for you. We're going to try to pump the intensity up a little bit here as we bring our warm up to an end. So push yourself a little bit harder. We'll try to get that heart rate up a little bit more. Good, we're gonna go for 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, good. Last warm-up movement is a speed skater. So we're gonna hop from one foot over to the other, or just take a step. And it's gonna be just like you're gliding down the ice here. Getting prepped for winter. Good job. Let's push that intensity a little more. Try to make those steps a little quicker. Maybe hop a little bit further, side to side. And we got 10 seconds left. 3, 2, one, and that is time. Good. Okay, we'll take a little bit of a break here. Warm up is done. Nice job, everybody. If you don't have a water, grab a water, have that with you. I'm gonna grab my cards here. Okay. Take a little bit longer to break here, and then we're going to get into our workout, and we're just going to be drawing cards off of the deck, so that'll kind of determine what we do today. So just to run you through the deck so you know what we're looking at. If we get a spade stands for an upper body strength exercise. So upper body strength exercise is going to be spades. Lower body strength exercises are going to be clubs. So if we get a clubs, we'll do lower body strength. If we get a heart, it's going to be a aerobic exercise. So we'll do something that'll get our heart rate up nice and high. And then lastly is the diamonds, and the diamonds are going to be a core or ab exercise. So those are our 4 categories. If we get, for example, a 4, we'll do 40 seconds worth of the exercise. All the face cards are a minute. And a spade, ace is going to be 2 minutes. So an ace is probably the thing that we don't want to draw in the deck. I'm making sure that I shuffle these up though real good here. Okay. So I'm going to pull our first card out and we'll get working here. First one is a jack of spades, which means that we have a upper body strength exercise. So I think what we'll go with here, we can't go wrong with push-ups. So if you got a chair, grab that. That might be helpful here. So we're going to do push-ups, and we have a whole minute. So I think what we'll do is we'll break this into 2 30-second intervals with a little break in between. So we can do push-ups on a chair, on an incline to make it a little bit easier, or you can go all the way down to the floor and do a full push-up. All right, we ready? We're going to go for 30 seconds here. Let me grab my timer real quick. Okay, we are going to start in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Going for push-ups. Nice, slow, controlled here. We've got 30 seconds, and then we're going to take, I'm going to give us a 10-second break. It's not going to be a lot. Try to keep your abs nice and tight, straight line from your shoulder down to your ankle. Think about driving that chair or that floor away. We got 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and take a break. We got 10-second break here. Shake your arms out a little bit here. And we're going to get back into it. If you can't, if you have to take a break before the 30 seconds is over, feel free. Just get what you can. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Back into push-ups. I'm going to go down onto the floor for this one. Make it a little bit more challenging. Good. We got about 10 seconds left here. Take a break if you need it. Keep those reps slow and controlled. 3, 2, 1, and that is time. Good. Woof. All right, we got push-ups down. I'm ripping cards out of the deck here. So we have a king of hearts, which means we got a minute of aerobic exercise. So I think what we'll go with here is, let's go with some jump squats. So what we're going to do is start in a standing position, and then you're going to kind of hop down into a squat and then come back up. So feet together, hop into a squat, back up, hop into a squat, back up. And you can make this harder by dropping into a deeper squat. And if you need to make it easier, you're just doing a little hop into a quarter squat. So we're going to go for a full minute here. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and here we go. And again, if you need to take a break at any time during this minute, go ahead, take a break, and you can rejoin us when you're ready. This one's going to get pretty tiring by the end here.
All right, well done. To the end of that taken care of, and okay, all right, you have a good rest of your day now.
Another thing you can do too is just step those feet out and squat, step them in, step out, squat, step in, step out, squat, step in. If it's getting a little bit too hard for you with the hops. And we got 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Right. Another one down. Grab a quick drink if you need it. We got 20 seconds of another aerobic exercise. So we're going to rip right into another one here. Let's switch things up a little bit. And we'll go to a floor touch. So what you're going to be doing here is you're going to be stepping out, touch the floor, step out, touch the floor. Or reach as far down as you can. So it's going to kind of look like this. Feet together, step out, reach down, and we're just alternating. All right, so you can make this easier or harder by increasing the speed or by trying to reach a little bit further down. Okay, ready? We have 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 20 seconds of floor touches. Good, so it's only 20 seconds. We can probably push that speed a little bit here. Down to our last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that's time. Woo. Okay, grab a quick drink, a little break if you need it. Oh my goodness, we just keep grabbing hearts. We got a 7 of hearts. So we have 70 seconds of another aerobic exercise. Ooh, heart rate's getting up. All right, for this next one, what we'll do, we'll get a little bit of agility in here too. So we'll do a side shuffle, and then you can do a jumping jack, 2 jumping jacks, side shuffle, 2 jumping jacks, side shuffle, 2 jumping jacks. So you can use whatever space you have in your room here. So we have 70 seconds of this. We're going to try to do it straight. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So 2 jumping jacks, side shuffle, 2 jumping jacks, side shuffle, 1, 2, side shuffle, 1, 2, side shuffle. And again, for your jumping jacks, you can also kick those legs out instead of doing the hop. Side shuffle, 1, 2, side shuffle, 1, 2, side shuffle, 1, 2. Good, we got about 20 seconds left here. On your shuffle, bring one foot to the other. Try to keep your knees slightly bent. Good, we have 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Whew. That heart rate's getting up now. I'm starting to breathe hard. I hope we don't pull another hearts. Whew, thank goodness. We have a 3 of spades, which means we got 30 seconds of an upper body exercise. So for this one, let's go ahead and try to pick some exercises here that don't really need equipment. So let's go for a Cuban press here. So what you're going to do is you're going to get bent over at your hips. My torso's at about 45. It could even be a little bit less. We're going to have our arms up here by our sides at 90 degrees. And then what we're going to be doing is pushing up overhead and coming back down. So we're trying to stay in this bent over position and then keep our hands above our head. We don't want to push out here. We want to actually push overhead and then keep the chest out and the shoulder blades back and continue to press. So we're going to go for 30 seconds here. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So bend at the hips, elbows at your sides. We're pressing up overhead, pulling back. Overhead, pulling back. So my arms should sort of be in line here with my torso, or as much as I can keep it. If your hands drop a little bit in front of you, that's okay. We want to really try to keep it lined up. Try to keep bent over here at your hips again, not your spine. Slight bend in those knees. Good, down to last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Ooh, that starts to burn in the back of the shoulder. Okay. Little break here. Oh my gosh, another heart. We have 100 seconds of another aerobic exercise. So for this next one, let's go with, what would be a good one here? Let's do mountain climbers. So for these mountain climbers, you can either use a chair, lean up against the chair, or a couch. You're going to be driving your knee up to your chest. So alternating knees. You can also do this from the floor. Makes it a little bit harder. Driving those knees up. Big thing we want to focus on is keeping our abs tight and having a straight line from that shoulder to the ankles. You don't want your hips to start falling. You want to keep those hips up. And then you can also just do this leaning against the wall too. Lean against the wall and bring those knees up to your chest. All right, so we got 100 seconds here. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Drive those knees up to your chest. And again, if you can't make it the whole way, feel free to take some breaks as we're going. I'm going to take a little break there. We're at about 25 seconds. I'm going to hop into a harder variation. And if you need to, you can speed these up, make them a little bit more challenging. Good, keep those abs tight and take a little breather myself here. Abs are starting to burn. Whew. Okay, we're at 1 minute here. Good, keep pumping those knees. Keep your abs tight. Whew. Little break. We have 20 seconds left. So if we take a little break, get back to it here. Almost there, guys. Hang in there. Getting close. Down 3, 2, 1, and time. Woof. Okay. Let's take a little bit longer water break after that one. That one was tough. Stretch it out if you have to. I'm starting to get some good sweat forming here. All right, I'm going to pull our next card. We have a King of Diamonds, which means we've got a minute of an ab exercise. So we'll recover a little bit longer. While you're recovering, you can get in position for this next ab exercise. This is one of my favorite ab exercises. It's really simple, but it does a great job. You're gonna lie on your back, your knees bent, and then from here, we're gonna think about taking your hands up above you, and you're gonna try to reach for the ceiling, but you're only allowed to lift your upper back off the ground. So you're gonna think about pushing your belly button down into the floor, And then lifting up with those abs, get a good squeeze and hold at the top, and then lower yourself back down. So reach for the sky, back down. So it seems like a very simple movement, but I promise your abs are going to be burning by the end. So we're going to go for a minute. I think what we'll do is we'll break this into two 30-second intervals. So let's do our first two 30 seconds here. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and get started. And reach for the sky. Push that belly button down into the floor. Reach up, get a good squeeze at the top. And I want you to really think about bringing your sternum to your pelvis. You're trying to close that distance down on your abdomen. Sternum to your pelvis, push the belly button into the floor. Reach for the sky. And we got 3 seconds. 2, 1, and go ahead and take a little break. Whew. Got those abs burning already. Take a little bit of a rest, hang out in your position. We're going to get right back into it. Okay, ready? 5 seconds. We're going to do our second 30-second set. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Knees back. Push that belly button into the floor. Reach for the sky. Try to lift those shoulder blades off the ground. Try to keep your feet on the floor if you can here. Woo, abs are burning. 3, 2, 1, and time. Woo. That was a good one. All right. Let's go through a couple of more cards here, and then I think we'll go into a little cool down. I'm feeling pretty exhausted. So we got a king of spades. I feel like I'm going to skip on this. Maybe let's just turn this into a lower body strength exercise because we haven't done any of those. Let's pretend it's a club. So we're going to do two 30-second intervals of a lower body strength exercise. So here's what we'll do. We'll do something single leg. So you can grab your chair if you need a little bit of stability. What we're going to do is some reverse lunges, where you're stepping a foot back and then coming back up with it. So mainly using this front leg to drive you back up to the start position. So you can use a chair for some stability if you need it. If not, you can go without the chair. That's going to look just like this. So let's do a minute for each leg. So we'll do 30 seconds, 2 sets for each leg. So I'm going to start with my left leg here. We're going to go for 30 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Stepping back. Get as low as you can on this lunge comfortably. If you can touch your back knee to the floor, that's fantastic. If you can only get about a quarter, that's okay. Might look something like this. Just kind of pick a range of motion that works best for you, that is pain-free. Good. Really think about using that front leg. You're driving through that front foot to bring yourself back up to that standing position. We want to keep those hips level. So make sure your hip isn't dropping on you. Hips nice and level. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to go ahead and flip sides. So I'm going to go to my right leg now. We're going to do 30 seconds here. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Use that chair if you need it. If you don't, fantastic. Get a little bit of extra balance work if you don't need the chair. So again, think about driving through that front foot. Back one's just kind of there for stability. We're really trying to work that front leg. Your quads and maybe your butt should be burning by the end of our set here. We got 3, 2, 1, and that is time. Good. So let's shake those legs out a little bit. We're gonna come through, do one more 30-second set for each leg. Okay. Go back to our starting leg. We're gonna do another set here in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Another thing to think about, make sure that your knee stays lined up with the center of your foot. You can see I don't have my knee doing this. I don't have my knee coming super far out. I'm kind of keeping it lined up with my toes. I'm going nice and slow and controlled on the way down. I'm not just letting gravity drop my body. Hips are nice and level here. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Okay, let's hit that other leg, last set. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So again, nice, slow, controlled. My hips are nice and level. I got my knee tracking in line with my toes. Really focusing on that front leg. Back leg is just there for stability and a little balance. We're at 3, 2, 1. Bonus rep for me. Woo, time, we made it. Okay. All right, let's hit one more card. And then I think we'll go to our cool down. See what we have. We get to end it with another heart. So we have an ace of hearts, which means we got 2 minutes of an aerobic exercise. So let's crank this thing out. Let's see, what should we do for aerobic exercise here? All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a ladder climb. We'll get our arms involved a little bit here. So what we're gonna be doing is lifting our arm, and it's almost like your elbow has a string tied to your knee. So that when your arm lifts, your knee lifts with you. So it's like we're reaching for rungs of the ladder, and we can make this as fast as we want. Can even get into a little hop where you almost have to alternate arm and leg. Well, basically, we're going to see how high we can get on this ladder here in the last 2 minutes of the workout. So we're going to do a minute, take a break, and then hit another minute. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. So go ahead and start slow if you want to. So reaching that arm and that leg, we're thinking about climbing the ladder here. And again, if you feel like you need to increase the difficulty, just speed it up a little bit. Trying to climb that ladder a little bit faster. And I think during my last 20 seconds here, I'm going to really crank it out and see how hard I can go. So I'll let you know when we get there. Good. All right, we're at the last 20 seconds. I'm going to speed things up a little bit. Really trying to climb that ladder quick here, get as high as I can. Last 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. All right, let's take a little bit of a break, and then we got 1 more minute. And we're going to go into our cool down. Whew. I think I'll give us 30 seconds here. Make a quick recovery. And feel free to take breaks during this last minute if you need to, but let's push it a little bit. It's our last working exercise here. Okay, we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, climb that ladder. Gotta get my arms and my legs synced up here. Last minute, let's push ourselves a little bit here. Let's get that heart rate up. Down to our last 30 seconds. I'm going to crank it up. Last 15 seconds. Woo. Now we're working. Down to 3, 2, 1, and that is time. All right. Woo. Let's take a moment here to grab ourselves a drink of water and recover our breaths a little bit. Whew. All right, well, all the hard work is done. So I'm gonna take a minute here. I like a little active break. You can kind of step in place here. We'll let the heart rate come down a little bit before we get to our cool down. Get some arm swings in here if we have to. Whew. Take some big deep breaths. Pat yourself on the back. Great way to kick off our Saturday morning here. I feel like I'm ready to jump into the weekend now. All right. We'll go into our cool down here. First one we'll do is grab it onto an ankle, reach the other hand for the sky. And we'll just alternate back and forth here. So getting a little stretch on that quad. You can hold this for as long as you want. If you want to sit and hold it for a little bit longer, you can. We're just gonna alternate here. Get a little bit of balance work at the end too, getting on one leg. Heart rate and breathing rate should be coming down here. Good. All right, let's get 2 more in, 1 more each side. Perfect. All right, we'll go to some hamstring scoops here. So what you're gonna do is pop one heel out in front, and you're gonna bring your hands down and scoop up, and then pop the other heel out in front, bend down, scoop up. Getting a little bit of a stretch back there in that hamstring as we bend over and scoop. And just alternating side to side here. Heel to the floor. Stretch. Heel to the floor. Good. We kind of go at our own paces here if you feel like you really want to slow this down and feel a little bit deeper stretch. Kind of take your time coming through these. Boy, that feels good. My hamstrings are a little sore today. Feels nice to get a little stretch on them. Okay, let's go 1 more each side. Take your time on this one. Nice, slow, good stretch. Scoop it up. Last one. Scoop it out. Perfect. All right, next one here, I'm going to go into the chair. So we have somewhere that you can sit down. I'm going to have a seat on the chair, and then I'm going to take my leg. I'm going to stick my ankle up here, and then I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure down on my knee, and I can even lean forward a little bit in the chair too, like this, and we're gonna get a good stretch in our hip here. You can kind of just sit, lean into this, put some pressure down on your knee with your elbow if you want to get a little deeper stretch. We'll just hold and breathe here, try to relax. Every time you exhale, think about relaxing that muscle that's getting stretched a little more, release some tension out of it. Good. All right, let's go ahead and we'll switch sides here. We'll get the other leg. Just gonna take that other leg and cross it up. This one's a lot tighter for me. I'm gonna put a little pressure on this with my elbow. Lean forward in my chair. Good stretch in that hip here. Another way that you can do this too, if you are at home and you like the feels of the stretch, you can also do a pigeon stretch is very similar. So you can come on the floor and actually sit over that leg once it's crossed. It kind of looks like this from the front. You can kind of lean over it and we can switch legs and go the other way. So just another way that you can do this. The same stretch here gets a little bit deeper. It feels nice. Good. We can go ahead and flip back over to that other side. So we can either do this seated or on the floor like I'm doing right now. Or we'll get one more stretch each side here with either one of these on the floor or in the chair. Whichever one you feel gets a little better stretch or whatever is easier position to get into. You can actually come right down on those elbows too if you want to. Perfect. Good. All right. Whew. I think my heart rate has come down now. I'm feeling nice and relaxed. So I want to thank everybody for joining us here today for our Saturday surprise workout. Hopefully it was a good surprise for you. Our next live workout is going to be Monday night at 5:30. So that's our strength and high intensity interval training workout. So feel free to join that if you're around Monday evening looking for some physical activity. Other than that, I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. And again, thanks for coming and hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.